hook. You ever have that moment when you realize everything you worked for, every drop of sweat, every sleepless night might be ripped away from you in an instant? Imagine pulling into your own driveway after weeks away, suitcase still in the back of your truck, and finding strangers walking through your land as if they own it. Not only that, but the very person you trusted to watch over things is standing there, clipboard in hand, auctioning off your life. That's exactly what happened to me, and trust me, you'll want to hear how it all went down, because this story isn't just about betrayal. It's about standing your ground, fighting back when no one believes you, and finding out who your real family is. The tires of my old Chevy pickup crunched over the gravel drive, and for the first time in weeks, I breathed easy. I had been away longer than expected. A ranchers' convention down in Texas had turned into a small road trip to clear my head. Running the ranch alone since my dad passed had been harder than I admitted to anyone. Every creak of the barn doors at night, every pile of bills, every broken fence post. It all reminded me that he wasn't there anymore to help. But I was proud of keeping things running, proud of surviving. So when I came back early, I expected peace. Maybe my old hound Duke barking from the porch, the smell of pine, and the silence of open fields. Instead, I saw cars. At least 6 of them lined up on my land. People I didn't recognize were walking in and out of my barn, some of them holding little paddles with numbers written on them. I slammed the truck door and stormed toward the barn. That's when I saw her. Karen. If you've ever lived under a homeowners association, you know the type. Perfectly pressed polo shirt, clipboard glued to her hand, sunglasses perched so high on her nose you wonder if she ever actually looked people in the eye. Karen had been a thorn in my side ever since my dad left the ranch to me. She hated that someone, young and single, was running such a big piece of land, always muttering about bylaws, property value, and how my ranch wasn't aesthetically aligned with the community vision. Whatever that meant. Excuse me, I shouted. She turned, her fake smile freezing when she saw me. You're not supposed to be here yet, she stammered. What do you mean not supposed to be here? My voice cracked like a whip. This is my ranch. What's going on? Her smile hardened into steel. Due to your prolonged absence and unpaid HOA fees, this property has been deemed abandoned. As acting president, I initiated an emergency auction for redistribution. I felt like the ground disappeared beneath me. Abandoned. Unpaid fees. I had the receipts, I had the proof. But at that moment, all I could see were strangers walking through my barn, peeking into stalls where I raised horses, where I spent mornings fixing tack with my dad. My throat tightened. I tried to shove past her, but Karen blocked me with surprising strength. You need to leave. You're trespassing. That word hit me like a slap. Trespassing on my own land. Before I could argue, she whipped out her phone and dialed 3 numbers. Yes, 911. I have an intruder refusing to leave private property. My chest burned. My hands shook. Sirens were already wailing in the distance. And in that moment, I realized I wasn't just fighting Karen. I was fighting for my family's legacy, for every piece of wood and wire on that land. But I also knew something else. Once the law got involved, this wasn't going to be simple. The squad car pulled up with its lights flashing, gravel spitting under the tires. Two officers stepped out, hands resting on their holsters, eyes flicking from Karen to me. "This man is trespassing." Karen barked, pointing at me like I was some stray dog. "He's disrupting a legal auction." I opened my mouth, but for a moment, no words came. It felt surreal, like I was floating outside my own body, watching my world collapse. Then I remembered something my dad used to tell me. "Son, when the truth's on your side, you stand tall, even if your knees are shaking." I squared my shoulders and met the officer's eyes. "My name is Alex Carter. This is my ranch. I have the deed in my truck, and I can prove every fee is paid." I jabbed a finger at Karen. "Is the one trespassing?" Karen scoffed, her laugh sharp as broken glass. "Deed." "Oh, please. Do you really think anyone here believes you?" But the officers weren't fools. They asked for ID. They asked to see paperwork. And when I pulled out the folder from the glove box, every receipt, every tax slip, every proof of ownership, they exchanged a look. Karen's smile cracked, but she didn't back down. "He forged those. He's manipulating you," the HOA board voted. One of the officers cut her off. "Mom, the only board that matters is the county records. And according to these, this land belongs to him." The crowd of bidders began to murmur. A few started drifting back to their cars, embarrassment written all over their faces. Karen's cheeks flushed red, but her pride wouldn't let her quit. She spat venom with every word. "You're a disgrace to this neighborhood. You don't belong here. People like you." That's when I snapped. My voice thundered through the yard. "People like me. You mean people who work hard, people who build something with their bare hands instead of hiding behind a clipboard and rules no one agreed to. You want to take my ranch because you think I don't deserve it. But this ranch isn't just mine. It's my father's blood, my family's history, and my future. And I won't let you auction off my life." Silence fell. Even the officers seemed caught off guard. Duke, my hound, barked from the porch as if adding his own punctuation. Karen's voice broke into a shriek. "This isn't over. The HOA will hear about this. You'll regret it." But as she stormed off, something inside me shifted. I wasn't afraid anymore. I realized that as long as I kept fighting, legally, firmly, with proof and pride, no Karen could take away what was rightfully mine. Over the next weeks, it wasn't easy. She filed complaints. She harassed me. She even tried to spread rumors that I mistreated my animals. But every time I stood my ground, I gathered neighbors, real friends, people who knew me and my dad, people who showed up with casseroles when he passed, people who lent me tools when I was short. Together, we pushed back. And one by one, the community started to see Karen for who she really was. By the time the county board stepped in, she had no allies left. The HOA dissolved under pressure, and Karen eventually moved away, still muttering about standards and property values. I stood on my porch the day she left, Duke at my feet, and I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time: peace. Because the ranch was more than land, it was proof that even when people try to strip everything from you, you can hold on if you remember why you're fighting. Final message: this story isn't just mine. It's for anyone who's ever felt powerless, cornered, or silenced. The truth is, your worth isn't determined by someone else's clipboard or opinion. It's in the sweat you pour into your work, the love you carry for your family, and the courage to fight for what's right, even when the odds seem impossible. So if you ever find yourself standing in front of your own version of a Karen, remember your story, your legacy, your life. It's yours. And no one can auction it away unless you let them.